Welcome everyone to the AbombDotCom podcast. Stay tuned to the end to hear a wacky story about my life. Oh boy. Okay. 1 hour timer starting now. Alright. So welcome everyone to the first episode of the AbombDotCom podcast. I hope everything is working fine. I've got an hour timer running because that's the oh god. Hold on. Okay. Oh god. Alright, I've got an hour timer running because I forgot to connect to my headphones. But pause the game. Alright, I've got an hour timer running because that's how long I want this to last. So I just thought it might be a little therapeutic for me. I'm probably just gonna straight up die right here. But I thought it might just be a little therapeutic for me to just kind of record an episode of a podcast. I don't know. This podcast probably isn't going to go anywhere, to be completely fair. I'm probably just going to oh god dang it. Again, I'm going to die. This podcast probably isn't going to really go anywhere. I might not even make more episodes. This might be the one and only episode of the podcast that ever gets made. But I just kind of wanted to sit down and make something because I know I haven't posted anything in quite a while, especially considering the stupid Has-Been Hotel video got 300 views, which is, I think, pretty good for a channel that's just starting out. So, I thought I'd load up a Minecraft world. I was originally going to make a Minecraft Let's Play series, but, I kind of don't want to be forced to sit down and play one game whenever I do. I'm just kind of in the mood to play Minecraft. Maybe halfway through recording I might switch to a different game completely. Oh, I just realized the shield is smaller. Oh yeah, I got the weird texture pack that makes it so you can actually see my Minecraft skin, which is just a rip off of the Good Times with Scarlands skin. But anyway, I was gonna make a list of topics, but then I got lazy, so I'm really just gonna kind of be sitting here and kind of talking about whatever. I guess I could talk about just my general opinions on the new year, because I guess I'm kind of making this podcast because, it's a new year. I thought I might just start off the year by making something cool. I probably, I don't know. Oh God. The new year just started, so I might as well just kind of talk about how I feel about the new year and how it's been. I think honestly, so far, the new year has been just absolutely incredible. We've gotten so many just amazing things happening this year. I think that it's going to be better than 2025 in just terms of people that YouTubers that we have right now, and also shows. Glitch recently released a trailer for their newest show, Game Overs, which, all things considered, I'm not actually too excited for. I think the show actually looks pretty mid, but I might just need a full pilot to really cement my opinion on the show. I'm more or less just kind of. I think most shows centered in the world of a video game, it's kind of been an overdone topic, so I'm not really that excited to see another show surrounded around that. There's probably going to be those cliches of NPCs breaking free of their code, all that stuff. But apparently the show was concepted back in 2008 or something. I don't quite remember. I watched a short video about how Glitch actually is just doing a lot of good stuff, which of course they are. It's Glitch Productions, but yeah, just in general, really excited for that. I'm also excited for the other Glitch shows. Digital Circus is wrapping up, which I'm going to glaze so hard when it finishes. I'm just going to make a full hour-long documentary probably. Maybe I'll just do a podcast episode. Maybe one of my podcast episodes will just be me glazing The Amazing Digital Circus. That's a podcast idea, but yeah, I guess right now, tons of good shows there. I just think like as well, we've I think YouTube Shorts is starting to kind of phase out. Like YouTube Shorts is like the big thing for like the past 4 years, I think, is when YouTube Shorts started like really taking off. Maybe like maybe more like 3 years. And I think YouTube Shorts is kind of phasing out, which is good because YouTube Shorts is pretty much exclusively just brain rot content or just low effort content, kind of. Like the only good shorts content I think we have nowadays is like news content, like talking about things that are happening nowadays. I'm terrible at ice boat racing. Goodness. New kiddo, if new kiddo's watching this, don't make fun of my ice boat skills. But yeah, I just think that YouTube Shorts is kind of phasing out as just like a trend, and I think we're gonna see a lot more long form videos and just better quality. At least I hope. I think a lot of YouTube Shorts creators, at least the good ones like Royal Pear, Dano Cow, Mog Swamp, they're all kind of realizing that they've grown an audience big enough that even though their main audience is on shorts and would probably prefer shorts content, they can post long forms and get consistent views, which I really hope they capitalize on because, to be fair, Toon Turf is just incredible. Oh my god, we live in a post Toon Turf world. But yeah, there's just so much like the 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 long form videos I've just been enjoying way more, especially from people who used to do shorts, you know? Goodness, I just need to go back. Yeah, I'm not sailing across the ocean. I'm gonna kill myself. Hold on. I'll just drown. Anyway, yeah. I think we're gonna have a lot of positive changes this year, just in general, for like just the world, I guess. I don't know. I just have a good feeling about 2025. Also, I play Minecraft with Keep Inventory on. Screw you. I actually like playing the game. But anyway, goodness. Anyway, yeah, I just think I don't know. 2025 was kind of a mid-year. Like it had a lot of highs, it had a lot of lows, but you know, it wasn't particularly bad, but it also wasn't particularly good. I just think I've got a lot I've got a better feeling about this year specifically. Oh, I forgot to download the mod that lets me like relieve my body. God, I hate rain. I can't weather this away. Dang it. Okay, whatever. Anyway, yes, that was necessary. I guess another big topic is just like what I'm gonna do with this YouTube channel because I have started to notice that I have been, you know, the has been video obviously got pretty good views, I'd say, especially for a pretty good views, especially considering that's like only the seventh video I think I've ever made in my life. But you know, I've been thinking a lot more like obviously I just said that shorts content is probably gonna phase out this year, but I've actually been considering posting some shorts content myself where you know, I kind of want to copy like the whole Johnny Razor like bad ideas bit thing, mainly just because I can't think of any better way to kind of like make my own content. I just can't think of anything better that's original that might, be a better way to format it. I'm just not that guy. But I also kind of want to do some I don't I do want to make more videos relating to obviously more indie shows because that's been the main majority of my content. Well, 2 out of 3 videos, I guess. The Bad Has Been Hotel cover. I didn't the Bad Digital Circus dub. I didn't delete it because my sister told me she thought it was funny and it was fine, so I'm gonna leave that. I want to make a sequel video to that where I do another really bad dub. I think it's just really funny if I make those kinds of videos because it's kind of just like what's the most low effort content I can do to kind of like keep myself motivated but still like do something that people might find interesting. And I don't know, I just feel like kind of branding it as like really bad kind of makes people feel like, oh yeah, that looks that it's bad, so let's see how bad it is. And then they realize, oh wait, this is like bad. Like it's genuinely so terrible. uh but yeah. So what do I want to do? I want to make shorts. I want to hopefully keep this podcast going because, you know, I don't know. I feel like podcasts, they were big like two years ago, a year or two ago, but we've kind of seen less podcasts, I think, over the years. Like, everyone's like, oh, like everyone, there's that one guy in every friend group that's like, oh, let's start a podcast. And then, I'm gonna turn these rain noises off, honestly. But and then no one the podcast does. So I'm just like, you know, what if I just make a solo podcast and it's like the most boring thing you've seen in your life? So that's what this podcast is. I know it's going to be really boring because I just think all podcasts with only a single person are boring, but maybe I'll have like guests come on. I don't know. I've got a couple friends, not that many, but I've got a couple. I could make iron armor with this. I've got mostly iron armor. I'll keep the gold helmet. But yeah, I just kind of want to. This is kind of my outlet to make like all those videos that I don't really want to like, you know, don't really want to flesh out into like fully editing and just making like full videos for, but like I still want to make them because I came up with the idea and I'm lazy. That's the main thing stopping me from posting on this channel, just like laziness. Yeah. On vacation, I went on vacation like the New Year's after Christmas, New Year's time, and I got so many video ideas. I wanted to do like a full video about like Decked Out. I wanted to do like a full Digital Circus song cover. I wanted to do so much, but then I ended up like doing nothing. So, I'm gonna try to like force myself to make this video, force myself to do things that I don't want to do. I'm probably gonna. I've kind of realized that all the videos that I have made, the frickin' what was it, the Life series animatic, the Digital Circus cover, all those videos that I made all of those videos in a single day, recording, editing, all of them in a single day, which I think is apparent by just watching the videos. But I mean, I guess technically the Has Been Hotel video took 2 days because I technically waited a day to post it because it was Thanksgiving the next day and it was like Thanksgiving the day before Thanksgiving and it was 3 a.m. and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna post this now. So I posted it technically before Toon Turf, but I've technically posted it like 5 minutes before Toon Turf. But yeah. So I think that's the main reason why I want to do shorts because shorts are easy to make. I could probably edit them in a single day. This podcast I could probably edit in a single day. And I guess longer videos, I don't know how I'm gonna keep myself motivated because I want to make longer videos. I love commentary type YouTube videos. I love just listening to people yap, and I kind of want to find an audience that might also like that kind of stuff too. So So maybe yeah, maybe I can do that, but it's gonna require effort. But yeah. I guess another thing with YouTube is like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I think if I did do shorts content, it'd also just be like an easier way to kind of grow an audience. It'd be easier to It's easier to get views on YouTube Shorts than anything. So making YouTube Shorts would be good to grow my channel, because even though that Has Been Hotel video probably got like 300 more views than I expected it to get, um, I do actually like, I guess the whole gimmick with the Has Been Hotel video was that like I just watched the show and I thought it was hilarious that like, you know, when I kind of just watched Has Been Hotel because it's because uh I never really did anything indie animated before Digital Circus, and then I decided to watch the Digital Circus. So I was like, I'll just give every indie animated thing a try, no matter what. And then I decided to watch Has Been Hotel. And I watched season one, and yeah, I can understand why people said the things that they said about Has Been Hotel. But overall, from like standards of just like a show, I thought it was all right. I actually didn't really have many opinions on it, but that was like a month before season two, or I think even like a couple weeks before season two. So then I watched season two, and all of a sudden, Has Been Hotel was a way more interesting topic to me, because I don't know what it was. I want to make like this whole introspective video about like which is better, Has Been Hotel season one or Has Been season two. Just kind of talking about the show in general, because yeah, it's Has Been Hotel season two kind of made me realize what makes it bad, but what also, I don't know, why it's bad, but like it's not bad in like a, I don't know, like a Disney corporate way where like it's just like you're watching a movie and they're like moving every 10 seconds, or like it's not really like, sure, there's like sexual and like tons of swearing every 20 seconds. Sure, there's all that garbage, but like there, if you look at it from like a genuine writing standpoint and kind of ignore all that, it's also not perfect. And I kind of want to talk about it in that sense, because I feel like that's the main amount of hate Has Been gets. Or people just straight up attack Vivzy Pop, like just as a person, which I think is really terrible. Because like these people that are critiquing Has Been Hotel don't even know Vivzy Pop, and I feel like trying to attack someone on a personal level when you don't know them personally is just like genuinely terrible. Like obviously, are her shows perfect? No. Do the people what they're are do the things that people say have points? I guess, but like it's not really your place to say these kinds of stuff about Vivzy Pop. It just feels really wrong. And I kind of want to like look at it in a more positive sense, almost, where instead of like just, you know, calling Vivzy Pop a garbage writer and like saying, "Oh, look at this weird show that only weird people like to watch. It's so weird and icky, ew." I just kind of want to say, "Hey, this is a thing people enjoy, but it's bad. Why do they still enjoy it?" And not making fun of these people for liking something that is inherently that does inherently have flaws. I kind of want to just say, "Hey, look, this is what Vivzy Pop is doing, and here's why some people like it and some people don't. And here's some of the reasons that I don't think really like it. I guess if I say I like Has Been Hotel, will I get canceled? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's so weird. I guess I kind of want to look at it from a more neutral standpoint where, I don't know. I guess I kind of want to play devil's advocate and like kind of look at both sides of the argument and kind of take both their points as valid, or to see their points. But I guess that's enough Has Been Hotel talk for a single podcast episode. Um, I have a topic that relates to what I'm doing actually. Hightail. Hightail came out a couple weeks ago. I haven't played it, but I've seen one or two videos about it. And I think there's a lot of misconception with the game, honestly. I feel like there's four types of people who like Hytale. I've given this a little thought. I think there's four types of people who have an opinion on Hytale. There's the people that think it's just another Minecraft clone and that's it. There's nothing else to it. There's people who are like, oh, this is just a, a pump and dump, just like tons and tons of transactions into the game, a pay to win piece of garbage. And it's made by the same people who made Hypixel, and Hypixel's infamous for having tons of pay to win stuff. So I can see that point. But the third type of people are the people that are like, oh, this game, it's so much better than Minecraft. This game is gonna take over Minecraft and uh 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 like take Minecraft off its high throne and yeah, stuff like that. And then there's the fourth part of people who are like, this game is so far removed from Minecraft and it's practically its own video game. So just, I guess the people that enjoy it or even think it's better or worse than Minecraft, it just kind of comes down to objective opinion. That's the boat I'm in mostly, but I can see kind of all four sides of all the other three sides of the argument, where I guess the one where it's going to replace Minecraft, but you know, Hytale, from what I've seen, as I've stated, I haven't played the game, but what I've seen from Hytale is, yes, it looks a lot like Minecraft, but apart from a visual standpoint, I think it pretty much runs like a completely different game. Like, I've heard people, this is gonna sound awful, but I watched the Royal Pear video about it, and he more compared it to like Genshin Impact. And that sounds like a really bad comparison. But I think what he was more trying to say is it functions more like an open world kind of like choose your own adventure kind of game where you can like an MMO almost. No, not an MMO. But I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, it functions less like Minecraft where it's like this creative sandbox where you can just kind of explore and build and like all this stuff, and it functions more like an adventure game, more centered around PvE. And yeah, it's less of a sandbox and more of a I guess like a JRPG maybe. I don't know. I don't know where to categorize video games. I'm not good with that. But I hope I'm kind of making the point that I want to make, that it's it's the kind of game it is different from Minecraft. And people are like, and people who like that kind of game more than they like Minecraft are saying, oh, this is just a better Minecraft. When in reality, it's just kind of a completely different game entirely, and you can't really compare the two. I think a lot of Minecraft YouTubers are also kind of noticing that, because I've seen like at least 3 videos of Minecraft YouTubers being like, insert Minecraft YouTuber username, plays Hytale for the first time. And then they never make a part 2 because it's just like, okay, well, I love Minecraft, but this isn't Minecraft. And it's not like, it's not Minecraft because like, oh, I have some like major respect for Minecraft. That's like my video game. It's more like, you know, it was advertised like a Minecraft clone, and on the very bare surface, it's a Minecraft clone. But oh, well, that was a weird segue. Yeah, Hytale. I'll probably play the game at some point. The game just, I don't know. I feel like Minecraft, the perfect way to describe it is like complex simplicity, where like it's a ton of simple systems doing complex things. Or like, you want to craft something and there's a specific crafting recipe for that, and you've got to get all this and you got to get these things. Where like instead some other games are like, instead of a bunch of simple systems creating something complex, it's just one big complex system. I can't really think of any good example of what I'm saying, but that's just kind of what Hytale feels like to me, and I guess I shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I don't know. I probably won't play the game. It's like $20. I probably won't get like $20 worth of playtime out of it, you know? But also, I am infamous for having really bad taste in video games, so my favorite one of my favorite games of all time is Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. So that's interesting. I guess that's a fun segue. Uh, Kind of also coming back to the Has Been Hotel talk. I've just been trying out a lot more things recently, like different kinds of like videos or like video games or shows that I probably would have never even considered looking at before because uh, I'm Christian and everyone in my family is Christian. So like obviously there's a lot of stuff that like aren't really seen as like Christian things to enjoy. Like FNAF, for example. From the outside perspective of someone who's Christian, FNAF is like this, I don't know, it's this horror game, and horror game equal bad. It's satanistic. And there's nothing else to it. It's just scary game. And yeah, there's a story about children being murdered by this psychopath. Like it's this weird stigma around the series. But then after playing most of the FNAF games, I think I've played about like maybe 70% of them. After actually playing the games, it's like the horror aspect is there, yes, but that's not why I enjoy FNAF. I more enjoy FNAF because this it's got such a simplistic gameplay loop. I don't know. Like I said, FNAF, I like games where it's a bunch of simple systems turn that combine to make something complex instead of just one giant complex system. And that's just kind of what like especially classic FNAF games are all about. It's all about God, how am I gonna get down there? Um yeah, like the door feature, for example. Like the door feature, you press a button, door goes down, it drains power. That's pretty simple. But and then the power system also takes more things. It's its own little thing. And there's also a timer system to take care of all that, and that's fairly straightforward. There's like and the animatronics all have very simple mechanics, like Bonnie and Chica just move around the building. Foxy like moves out in stages and makes a mad dash. Those are all incredibly simple systems, but that right there is just like 8 different simple systems, which inherently just makes the game a complicated game. So yeah, I enjoy FNAF for gameplay. I used to try to like get myself indulged in all that lore stuff and like, Purple Guy and like Vitamin 87 and all that garbage. Now I'm just like I keep up with it, but like that's not why I enjoy FNAF. FNAF also is the reason why I think most video games just shouldn't focus on story at all. They should just be about gameplay. But I guess that's a different topic for a different time. I don't want to get into that. That's one topic that I'm not going to discuss today. That's one there. My first banned topic, at least for now. I might talk about it later in the future when I inevitably run out of podcast ideas, assuming I keep doing the podcast. But dude, I'm getting gunned down. Hold on. I'm trying to podcast here, guys. Guys, I'm trying to podcast here. Hello. But yeah, I've kind of like I kind of broke free from that whole thing where it's like, I still think that like, I still like, I think everything the Bible says is true. I still think like you shouldn't swear and you shouldn't like, the Bible technically does say being gay is bad, but like, I won't be gay, but I'm not going to stop anyone else from being gay. That's their choice. But yeah, I'm not like backslidden or anything crazy like that. But I've kind of just realized that like if it's not directly in the Bible, it's mostly just kind of made up almost. I'm just gonna lock in. Nope. Oh, I'm dead. There's like 3 spiders here. Oh, God dang it. Like, I guess I technically am, like, going against the Bible by watching Has Been Hotel, because there are... Ooh, diamonds. There are some pretty spicy scenes in there, but, like, I'm just gonna die. Just kill me, man. But, yeah. I guess, being open to new things is just, like, a good thing to do, I think, always. Even if it's terrible, like, I'm obviously not gonna, like, try every single drug out there because, it's the Bible says to not do drugs. But, like, you know, or like, church society tells me not to do drugs. Like, that one's pretty obvious. Like, people who do drugs tend to not have happy lives, so I'm just not gonna do drugs. But, like, you know, if something has like a stigma around it where it's just bad and there's nothing else to it, it's just bad and no one will give you a reason why, especially if they don't give you a reason specifically why it's bad, that means that it's probably not the worst thing ever and it's just not for the person, Like, I've never watched an anime before, but I don't, hate on people who do watch anime because I do actually have a lot of friends who watch animes. So I probably should give anime a try at one point. I'm obviously, like, I don't know. I guess if I was to watch an anime, I don't know. I'd look up what's the shortest anime because I'm aware that a lot of animes like One Piece have like 1,000 episodes, and I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that. But you know, there's just more there's just more things to always try. Like, I think everything. If something has fans, then there's some reason, There's got to be something that people enjoy about something, And usually when things are bad, uh, you can just tell by trying it yourself. That's my lesson. That's my mandatory life lesson for this podcast. Just be willing to do anything. If just say yes to almost everything, like, as long as you're not like breaking the law or like harming yourself or others, just say yes to everything. Just try everything. Don't be scared. Just, like, or I don't know, maybe try everything isn't a good lesson. I don't know. Don't be afraid to try something because everyone says it's bad. See if it's bad for yourself. Or, like, do research on it. I don't know. Maybe I should have researched Has Been Hotel before I watched it. Or, I guess just don't say negative things about things, Just don't be negative. That's a good life lesson, because if you be negative, you're going to stop someone from enjoying something that they might actually like. Am I saying that's what happened between me and Has Been Hotel? No. But am I saying that's what happened between me and the Amazing Digital Circus? Yes, actually, I love the Amazing Digital Circus. But, gosh, thinking about that now, a lot of shorts creators fell off, man. Just so many. I guess if, I want to do this podcast thing forever, maybe I should just, like, brainstorm podcast ideas, because I've got the name down. It's going to be the AbombDotCom podcast. That's the name. But, do I have anything else I want to say about it? Like, I don't know. What was the one podcast idea I came up with earlier? It was, like, glazing the Amazing Digital Circus or something like that. Yeah, I'll make a podcast about that. I'll do that when episode 9 drops. So, like, probably, like, summer is probably when episode 9 is going to drop. So I'll do that in summer if this podcast stays up. I want to do, like, obviously guest episodes. I'll get, like, maybe some of my friends on here and, like, talk to them about garbage and stuff. What would be fun? I could do, like, some tier list podcasts, Like, why did I craft a stone pickaxe? What the heck is wrong with me? But, I could do, like, a tier list of, like, I don't want to, like, say, hey, comment down below what you want to see for this podcast, because chances are I'm going to get, like, 30 views. If I'm lucky. But, hey, hopefully I get more views than the Digital Circus dub video, because this is way better than it. Hopefully I get more views than the Digital Circus dub video. I'm probably not gonna last to the end because this is a... What in the world? My lights just turned on. What? Why did my lights just turn on? I'm being haunted. Brother. Wait, no, it's a sign. It's a sign for my viewers. They're telling me yes, ask you guys. It's a sign. So guys, comment down below podcast ideas you have. Guys, comment down below, guys. Comment down below. Please, comment. Do it, guys. This podcast would be one more fun if I was with more people. I'm so alone. Be fun if I could get someone from my drama club in here. That'd be fun. Maybe just like all of them. Like I do a podcast like not in my room, and I do it like... God, is there any coal down here? We're in deep slate level. There's no coal down here. Yeah, maybe I'll do like a podcast episode like on the go. Like maybe like the day before my performance, I say, "Hey guys, I'm recording a podcast. If any of you guys want to like chill with me," that'd be kind of hype. And they say, "Sure, I'll stop by," or like, "Hey, yeah, I'll stick with you with the podcast." And I'll like give them a list of questions, like an actual podcast. To be fair, I don't watch that many podcasts myself. The only podcast I listen to is the Rumble Pack podcast, which if I haven't made painfully obvious by mentioning like every member in there at least twice. Hold on, wait, I haven't mentioned all of them. Bun Done, Bam Bayo. Okay, I think I've mentioned all of them now. I've got 15 minutes left. I guess I can just kind of, what would be like a good thing to like put in the beginning of this video to say, hey, wait to the end to see this. Maybe if I like put like, hey, there's some crazy announcement at the end of the video, so stay tuned to see that. What could I announce that I'm gonna only do because I'm saying it right now? What if I announce I have a Twitch? I mean, I do have a Twitch. I streamed on there like twice, and I streamed like Roblox Bed Wars. That went nowhere. What if I announce that there's a second Has-Been Hotel video? No, I'm not doing a second Has-Been Hotel video. No. Well, I do actually want to do a second Has-Been Hotel video, but I kind of said that earlier in the video. I got one. I'll tell like a fun story about myself. I'll tell like a fun story. What's a fun story I can tell? What if I told the story about the Okay, so here's a fun story. Here's a fun story about myself, okay? So this was around Christmas time. What the heck? Okay, I'll probably make this into a short. I can clip farm on the podcast. Wait, that's genuinely such a good idea. Okay, this is gonna be the first like clip farm of the AbombDotCom podcast. Okay, so Christmas time, technically last year in 2025, we were having a youth Christmas party, me and the youth group at my church, and we were having it at my youth leader's house. And we were doing what is known as a white elephant gift. Now, you've probably heard of it, but if you haven't, a white elephant gift is basically everyone, they all bring a gift. We all bring gifts. Okay, we all bring gifts, and we all put them in a pile, and we all sit in a circle, and we put them in a pile, and we all take turns picking one gift out of the pile. It could be anything, since the gifts are anonymous, technically, and kind of anonymous, not really. People are kind of supposed to know who brought what gift, but you know, they're not assigned to any specific person. You all just bring a gift, and you put them in a pile, and you each take a turn taking a gift out of the pile, or you can steal a gift from another person. Now, a funny gimmick that we had at this white elephant gift thing is that if a gift gets stolen twice, then it can't be stolen anymore. All right, that is important to the story. So, me being the funny guy that I am and being 16, knowing that you leave the youth group when you turn 18, or like 19, I don't remember. But knowing that I'm not gonna have too many years left of being in the youth group, I thought I gotta go out with a bang. I gotta start doing special things. I can't just be another innocent bystander, you know? So I have this idea. Compliments in a box. It's been done before. There like people can go out and just like buy compliments in a box, like, self-affirmation stuff. So I'm like, wouldn't it just be really funny if my gift was just a box of compliments? So the entire afternoon, the day of the party, by the way, because it was like at night. I think it started like 6. So the day of the party, I am just sitting there in my room. It's like noon, and I have 140 compliments, 141 to be exact. I have just tons and tons of compliments written down. And I thought that the box of compliments would be infinitely more funny if no one knew I was the one who was bringing it. So to make people not know that I was the one who brought the box of compliments, I bring a second fake out gift, which is just like a random board game I picked up from downstairs. We'd never played it. I think it was like, what do you meme? I don't know. I wrapped that gift up. I put my name on it. You're not supposed to put your name on the white elephant gift, but I put my name on it anyway, just so people would think that's my gift, And I bring and since me and my sister were both in the youth group, we were both going to the party. She had her gift as well, so to kind of hide it, I put both of our gifts in a bag, and I put my box of compliments in there as well, kind of wrapped up, because it was like a bright gold box. And it was a relatively small box, but it was a really nice box. It was like a golden glittery box, which is also important to the story, but we'll get to that. So when we get there, I'm bringing in the bag of gifts, and I want to stick the box of compliments under the tree inconspicuously. I don't want people to know that I'm the one who brought it. So I'm trying to like kind of hide it behind gifts, because we were one of the first people to get there. So I'm like, if anyone notices this box now, they're gonna know that anyone who shows up from this point didn't bring it. So I'm trying to like inconspicuously like hide it behind gifts. And my sister, thinking she was being so nice and helpful, decided to come over and help me unpack the gifts, even though there was like 3 or 4 gifts. You were only supposed to bring one. Anyway. And she sees the golden box, and I'm like, huh? And she's like, huh? What's this game? I'm like, shut up! Shut up! And she shuts up. I thought maybe the youth leader heard me, but he didn't. Because I know that because of what happened later in the story. But, I can make golden carrots. But, anyway. So, the entire night, I'm just trying not to, like, panic. Okay? Or I'm just kind of thinking to myself, whenever I do these kinds of things, because I'd done this kinds of stuff in the past, but no one really cared, or I did them on just like a smaller level, like trying to like be like the shenanigan guy, but never really went anywhere. I just feel like people kind of like didn't take my shenanigans like as big as a deal as I thought they were. So the entire night I'm just like, what's really gonna happen there is people are just gonna be like, box of compliments, wow, huh, that's funky, and like not even care who brought it, or not even care that there's a whole extra gift. No one's just gonna care. They're just gonna be like, huh, funky gift. So then we do the white elephant gift, and people go and they're picking up gifts. Someone picks up my what do you mean gift. I say, hi, you like my gift? Yeah. I was trying to make it very obvious that was my gift. Then the girl who's sitting right next to me, it's her turn. She gets up and she grabs the box, the box of compliments. And to be fair, up to that point, all of the gifts were actually like relatively good gifts. They were all like stuff that you could actually use. None of them were joke gifts at this point. And I said out loud, wow, I can't believe we haven't gotten a joke gift yet, knowing that mine was the biggest joke gift probably there. And it was. So then she opens the box, just I put all the compliments on like little sheets of papers, like fortune cookie papers almost, and it just pours out. Like 20 of them as soon as she opens the box, instantly just like pours out. Like the box wasn't big enough to hold all of the compliments I wrote, and they're all over the floor, and she's reading them, and they're like, these are all compliments, and they're handwritten, and everyone, the room instantly explodes. Like every single person is either dying laughing, like saying what, they're all handwritten, and then people are asking, who brought this? Whose gift was that? And me trying to play it up, make it think that it's try to play it up, but also, also contain myself. Just like start laughing. And it's not even like a fake laugh. I'm laughing because like, oh my God, this is not the reaction I expected. And because before the entire thing, the two youth leaders are like, so there's 18 of you. There are 20 gifts. And I'm like, oh no, I'm one of the problems. And then no one takes claim to the box of compliments because obviously it's me. And there are people like crowding around this girl who picked up my box of compliments, just like, digging to the bottom. Like I left a little card in there that said that there were over 100 compliments in the box. So they were like, what? And they're reading them all. And as a little jokey joke, I put in some compliments that like had other people's names in it. So like, for example, uh like fake name, Dylan thinks you have really nice eyes or stuff like that. And they found the one for one of my buddies. I'm not gonna say his name. I won't say his name unless he wants his name to be said. But it says one of my buddies' names, and the whole room just looks at him, thinking it was him who brought the box of compliments. And I start playing the blame game, man. I start saying, "You brought the box of compliments," and I'm just really trying to get it off me. And then the girl who got the box of compliments looks at me and says, "Was this you?" And I say, "I brought the what do you mean game." I didn't say no. I technically didn't say no, so I technically didn't lie, but I technically didn't even answer her question. She didn't interrogate me after that. That was the one person who asked me, by the way. Everyone else was just like interrogating other people. Everyone was like, there was this one girl who literally took notes of everyone's gift that she knew that they brought. And I just like, I didn't expect people to take this seriously. And then another buddy of mine, different buddy, trying to be the nice guy, takes the box of compliments from the girl because looking at it retrospectively, it was probably the most useless gift. Why did I kill that bat? That was mean. But it was the most useless gift there. I mean, it's just a box of paper when you really boil it down. But you see, the thing is, I thought 2 steps ahead. I knew that that was the most useless gift there. I knew no one was going to want it, so I kind of expected like the person to pick it up to kind of keep it. So, but knowing that it was the most useless gift, at the very bottom, hidden underneath a card, because I knew people were just going to like instantly kind of like search for the bottom to like see if the gift was anything more. So I hid it under a card at the bottom of the box. $20. Just 20 straight up dollars. And to be fair, I didn't really expect anyone to find the $20 until they got home, because my idea was that like, oh, when they get home, they're just gonna dump the box out so they can read all the compliments. And they find the $20 and like, oh wow, how amazing. So I do that. So but decides to dump out the box of compliments, or I said his name, I'm gonna have to censor that, but decides to dump out the box of compliments as soon as he gets it, and he finds the $20, and the girl next to me just is dying because she's like, that was my $20 and it's gone. I felt so bad for her. I genuinely felt so bad because she had it, and then she thought my bud was trying to be nice, but then she lost $20 over it. Uh, so then at this point, like the whole box of compliments thing, everyone was like, "Wow, that's weird. We're moving on now." Everyone kind of died down at that point. But as soon as the $20 was revealed, back to explosion, instant explosion once again. Everyone's losing their minds. They're like, "What? $20?" And they're just like, everyone. This just like makes everyone want to know even more who brought the box of compliments. They're just so much more intrigued now. Me, I'm just like, I'm trying to mix in with the hype. I I feel like some people are maybe catching on because like really thinking about it, it's really is kind of up my sense of humor to kind of do something like that. So I felt like people were going to figure out it was me fairly quickly if they did care at all, which they ended up actually caring a lot. So then as soon as the $20 gets revealed, the very next person who goes, uh, whoa, water cave. The very next person who goes steals it straight away because that's $20. I mean, obviously you're not just gonna steal. You're just gonna let you're not gonna take the $20, obviously. But the funniest thing about this is that this girl, she's my. Oh well, we're out of time, but I'll finish the story. Uh, she's my sister's best friend. Just that's the main way I know her, and we've talked a bit in the past, but most of that talking has mostly been me making fun of her. So I feel like out of anyone at that place, that group meeting, she's probably the one I've made fun of the most. So it was really funny to me that the person there who I had made fun of the most, and was just like generally like the most negative towards, got like the epitome of like all my kindness put into like a golden box. And I just thought that was so funny because like I kind of thought to myself, like I was obviously thinking like what would my feelings be towards any person who got this box of compliments? Like what would be like, how would I feel if like this person or this person got the box of compliments? And I thought about her, and my only real thought was like, oh, that would be funny. But I don't know. There was just something about it actually happening that made it way funnier. I don't know. And obviously, I couldn't laugh about it because, you know, I'm trying to keep this a secret. So my original plan, this was happening on a Friday, and obviously it's a church. So we all go to church on Sunday. So I was like, okay, I'll tell everyone that it was me next Sunday. But I thought about it a bit, and I was like, there's a very high chance that not everyone here is going to be here next Sunday. And even worse, the person who has the box of compliments may not be here next Sunday. So I'm like, well, that would kind of ruin the whole bit if the person who literally has the box of compliments isn't there next Sunday. So right before the first person was about to leave, I said I did the reveal. I made it incredibly cheesy and incredibly, yeah, it was very cringy what I did. And the cringy thing I did do was I mentioned before that there was a card, a card that said there's over 100 compliments in this box, but it said something else on it like not 100. All these compliments couldn't compare to how awesome you are. Something cheesy like that. And what I did is, uh, spoiler alert, my name is Aiden. So on the box of compliments, I bolded out letters. The first letter I bolded was an A, and then I, and then D, E, and yeah. I bolded all of the letters to spell my name. And to be fair, I thought that might give me away. Honestly, I felt like it was a bit of a chicken jockey. Oh, dang it. Okay. I thought it was a bit of a obvious code. Like, I'm very aware of like the types of types of people who are like very good with code breaking, and we actually did like a code breaker puzzle as like one of the things we did at the party, like literally right before that. So I thought, oh no, this is just gonna get people in like the code breaking mindset. They're just gonna know instantly. But no one did know until I said. and everyone lost it. They were all very shocked, which surprised me because I felt like I was the most obvious candidate. And the youth leader was actually taking me home that night because my parents couldn't pick me up. They were busy. So the youth leader took me home, and he said, "Aiden, you made that night. That was the best thing that happened there. You made that special." And I'm just thinking to myself, "Wow, that went a lot better than how I envisioned it in my head." Usually it's like, "Oh, that would have gone way better than how I envisioned it in my head." But that went way worse. That went way better in my head. But that time it was like I imagined that going way worse, or just like way more boring almost. I've been informed that the girl has indeed read all of my compliments, which I do remember some of the compliments I wrote, and I haven't been interrogated yet by her for some of the things I wrote as compliments. Like, I'm pretty sure one of the compliments I wrote is like, "Your hair smells nice." So I'm a little surprised I haven't been interrogated on that yet, because that's oh god dang it, that's a little questionable. Bit of a questionable thing to say, you know. So, you know, my other big fear is that one of the weird compliments kind of got left in the youth leader's house, because I probably said that earlier. That's where the party was taking place, in the youth leader's house. So I was just incredibly, like, blown away by how well it went, how much everyone loved the bit, surprisingly. Like, and people were like, "Aiden, you must be loaded. You put $20 in there." Um, I'm pretty sure those $20 was the last $20 I actually had. I don't. Maybe I didn't. I probably had more money left in my bank account, but you know, it definitely was a large sum of the money I did have. And to be fair, I think that just kind of shows I commit way too hard to the bit. And there's like the podcast clickbait title, I guess. I'm probably gonna keep playing for a bit, but I'm just not gonna do. I'm probably not going to uh, do the podcast anymore. So if you've watched to the end of the video, thank you. I was not expecting that. To be fair, I'm gonna look at the audience tab. 0% of my audience is gonna watch till the end of the video. But hey, listen. If you watch to the end of this video, I'm pretty sure with my YouTube community tab, I can actually check on who's watched to the end of the video. So if you've watched to the end of the video at this point, I'll give you a shout out at the start of the next podcast. I'll say your username to the best of my pronunciation, because I know some people have some really confusing usernames. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching to the end, and I hope you enjoy me doing more garbage like this. This video was a pain to edit.